Tonight, the Arizona Wildcats pull away with a 35-28 victory over the Nevada Wolfpack. They improved to 3-0, a third straight season.
Welcome to Wildcast. I'm Chelsea Moe.
And I'm Toby Schmidt. Thanks for joining us tonight.
As a part of 1 Million Signatures campaign in support of changing the worst women repressive laws in Iran, there will be a screening of the documentary Lion Women, The Fight for Freedom in Iran, by the Center for Middle Eastern Studies. The film portrays the peaceful struggle by Iranian women currently trying to rid the country of laws persecuting women. The screening will be this Wednesday at 4 p.m. in the Integrated Learning Center, room 130.
Members of the University of Arizona Rodeo Club attended the final days of Tucson's annual rodeo show to learn from the best. Wildcast reporter Danielle Fork spoke with the team and has more on their experience.
Bull riding, fair food, and a packed grandstand can only mean one thing. It's rodeo time. One of Tucson's biggest events, the 90th Tucson Rodeo, took place this weekend. The University of Arizona has a rodeo club that has been around for years. Although they do not participate in this rodeo, they are here to lend a helping hand when they can and prepare themselves for their rodeo that they have coming up in March. The University of Arizona Rodeo Club has been around since 1939, making it the oldest intercollegiate rodeo club. The team currently consists of 5 men and 5 women. The rodeo club president, Senior Dominic Brown, says their team competes all over the state.
We've been a club for about 76 years now, a team for 76 years, and we travel from school to school and compete in a Grand Canyon Regional Rodeo Association. So through NIRA, which is National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, we go from school to school, from northern way north to all the way to down south to Cochise College. So we compete with schools all within that region.
During the Tucson Rodeo, a pre-rodeo takes place where young kids are given the chance to show off what they're made of. The rodeo club, especially Coach John Marcello, help out with this event. Coach Marcello, a professor at the University of Arizona, is a huge asset to the college and to the rodeo.
July 1 of this year, I will spend 50 years here at the university. I teach a number of courses. I do a lot of courses with regard to food safety, and I've been advising and coaching the rodeo team since 1967. We don't have as many members this year as we usually do, but we have about $20,000 in scholarship money that we give out to competitors. And in 2009, we built an arena over at the West Campus and have 18 horse pens where the contestants can keep their horses free of charge and so on. So they do a lot of practicing.
The University of Arizona Rodeo Club has a rodeo of its own coming up next month.
We have our 76th annual rodeo in March here, right here in Tucson Rodeo Grounds. It's free, so bring your friends and family and everybody else.
More information about the rodeo club can be found on their Facebook page and the U of A website. Reporting from Tucson Rodeo Grounds, I'm Danielle Ford.
With 4 food banks in Tucson and hundreds of volunteers, feeding the hungry is an important cause to the Tucson community. I visited the Marana Food Bank and spoke with one of its contributors who is taking big steps to increase funding. The Marana Food Bank is one of 4 food banks in Tucson. This particular one keeps its volunteers busy.
Any given month, we have about 3,000 families who are picking up food from the Marana branch.
Every dollar raised converts into 4 meals for a family in need. The families that come to the food banks must provide a photo ID, and they are able to come in twice a month. There's so much that U of A students can do to help.
Oh, we love the U of A students. We often have students here, 5, 6, 10 students at a time, to pack the food bags that we'll be handing out. We need to pack about 3,000 bags a month.
Packing bags isn't the only thing someone can do to help. Tucson local Dan Heston runs for the food bank. Each mile he runs is sponsored by people who give money for the food bank. Recently, Heston ran a double marathon giving all proceeds to the food bank.
He called me a couple of months later and said, you know, after I saw what you're doing out there and realized that you needed more help, I wanted to think of something that I could do to help in a bigger way. And what he does is run.
Heston received a lot of money for the cause.
He raised a little over $4,000 for the food bank.
The food bank is still receiving checks.
A great way for people to get involved would be if anybody wants to run with me,
give me some money, and that money goes straight to the food bank, 100%.
Heston's next event for the food bank will be in June. I'm Chelsea Moe reporting for Wildcast.
The U of A does its part to help end hunger in the community with its annual UA for Food Faculty and Staff Drive. The drive began today and will end April 1st. Drop-off locations can be found all across campus, and their locations will be available later this week on the UA for Food website. The group is in partnership with the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona and hopes to beat last year's earnings of 22,827 pounds of food and $23,623 in donations.
Stay with us after the break to learn about the UA's roller derby team. Welcome back to Wildcast. The hot weather vanished quickly this week, and Tucsonans are already missing the sunshine. We'll now turn over to weather reporter Virginia Beamer to see if the new cold front is here to stay. Virginia?
I'm weather reporter Virginia Beamer with a look at your Wildcast weather forecast for this week. Today was very cool outside, actually not what we've been seeing for the most part in February. Now that it's March, I guess we're seeing a little bit of showers, and that's what we saw this afternoon. Windy and rainy it was today. 69 degrees outside was our high, so actually below average for this time of year. If we take a look at the almanac, we can actually see that only 2 degrees below average, but hey, it makes a difference. And our actual nighttime low or early morning low was above average for this time of year, coming in at 51 degrees. And that precipitation I was talking about, we did see a significant amount of precipitation today up until 5:45 which is when we were actually able to put in these numbers. So by 5:45 today in this afternoon, we saw 0.17 inches of rain in Tucson, all over town, really, if you think about it. And as we move into tonight, we're going to see some of those nighttime lows and early morning lows get even colder, 41 degrees, so 10 degrees colder than we saw today as that low pressure system moves through. Cold and cloudy outside, so you can't really look at the stars tonight. Sorry, everybody. But as we move into tomorrow, things are going to clear up just a little bit. We're still going to be partly cloudy outside, and 64 degrees is our daytime high for tomorrow. So actually even cooler, even more below average for this time of year. But that is actually the last we're going to see of that, at least until Saturday. If we take a look at our 5-day forecast, we're going to be back into the 70s by Saturday at 75 degrees, and our nighttime lows are going to jump right back up with that, up to 49 by Saturday. And in the middle of the week, we're going to be right around average, a little bit above average Thursday into Friday, 72 degrees. Well, that's a look at your Wildcast weather forecast, guys. Back to you.
The UA is home to the first collegiate roller derby club in the nation, but the team is still trying to make its name known. Wildcast reporter Chris Delgado has more on how the team is rolling out in their second season.
As many of us don't know, the U of A has our very own roller derby team. I spoke to Hellfire Heidi, the team's captain, to learn more on the sport of derby.
We have basically one offensive player and then 4 defensive players on the track at one time. So they're trying to help their offensive player get through and keep the other team's offensive player back. That's the easiest way to describe it. But you're just sort of running around racing, trying to pass the other team. So every person you pass on the other team to get a point.
Now that we know a little bit more about derby, I wanted to get an in-depth look on the team. So I sat down with head coach Ashley Gagne.
I offered my services to the Cats after their first season, and they really came together as a team after that, started forming games, became a very dominant kind of entity in the community. A lot of fundraising. it's a very, very fun sport, and to see the college kids come together and work on something that they love that's productive, it's very nice.
This Derby Cat event faced the Hearts versus the Cupids. They charged a donation fee at the door, with the funds going to Youth on Their Own, a nonprofit organization that provides needs and assistance for graduating youth. I also sat down with Cass Kicker to get her take on the Derby Cats and what they do.
I'm a pretty mellow person outside of sports, and so this is just like a great way to be really aggressive and just hit people. So it's been a lot of fun. I started with the Cats before we even had uniforms, before we had the season, and so it's just been fun to watch the team really evolve into something really big and fun.
While being awesome athletes in the rink, as well as great individuals within the community, the Derby Cats is a great club to join if interested. You do not need any prior experience.
Practices are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Catalina High School, outdoor track. And we have loaner gear for anyone to use. All we ask is that you're a U of A student, female or male, and we will teach you the rest. No experience necessary. We'll show you the ropes, and it's a fun and amazing sport.
The Derby Cats had their fundraiser tonight with a mashup of others from around Tucson along with their team. The red team won 219 to 171. At Catalina Magnet High School for UATV Channel 3 Sports, I'm Chris Delgado.
A handful of the UA's best DJs competed Thursday at the Rialto Theater in the annual campus DJ competition. The competition travels around the country searching out the most talented student DJs. 4 UA students competed Thursday night, and LaFawn, real name Stephen Solis, was crowned champion. As the local winner, Solis went on to compete at the regional stage at ASU Friday, but was unfortunately defeated. Despite the loss, Solis and other competing DJs are finding that the increased publicity the competition brings is already helping get their name out there. Solis says the experience is one he'll remember for the rest of his life.
The UA has been home to a hip-hop crew that is undeniably black and blue, unlike the dress that is sweeping social media. Wildcast reporter Michael Hernandez has more on how this team continues to heat it up on campus.
Whether you're a hip-hop enthusiast wanting to add moves to your music, or an advanced dancer seeking some rhythm in your routines, check out the Black and Blue Hip-Hop Crew, U of A's very own hip-hop dance club. 10 years after its foundation in 2005, the ASUA-funded club continues to grow and entertain audiences by performing a range of hip-hop dance styles. This year's crew is made up of 21 women and 3 men, who showcase their moves at a variety of events, most recently during halftime of the Arizona men's basketball game against Oregon State. For the casual dancer interested in participating, Black and Blue holds monthly open hip-hop classes, free to anyone looking to break it down, as the crew's president explains.
So we kind of open that up to all ages, all levels. We really just want anyone to come off of campus and to enjoy learning a routine from one of our team members. It's a good way for us to fundraise, but also to get our name out there and to get to know people on a personal level and just to get them to move and to sweat and to get a break. And we really enjoy meeting new people and having them kind of see what we do and what we're all about.
Black and Blue holds a yearly fall audition where aspiring members learn a basic routine. After the first cut, they learn a second routine and are interviewed before the list is cut again. Those who make the final cut are the newest members of the team. However, don't let this process intimidate you from putting your best foot forward and trying out.
My best friend on the team, her older sister, was one of the founders of the team, and so she always talked about it. And so via my best friend from middle school and high school, she told me about it, and then here I am. If you love to dance, it's an amazing outlet, especially school. It's very hard. It's time consuming, and you have a handful of hours of a week to just come and have fun with your friends and dance a lot, and it's low stress, so I recommend it to anyone.
You can catch Black and Blue live in action next at The Elements, a charity event celebrating the different aspects of hip-hop culture. The show will be held on February 28th at 7 p.m., located at 191 East Toole Avenue. Reporting at the Giddings Building for Wildcast, I'm Michael Hernandez.
After the break, hear what improvements the UA's gymnastics program is making.
When I turn on the TV, I turn it to Channel 3, cause they got all the greatest shows that I've been waiting to see. It's entertaining to me, cause it's pertaining to me and all the other Wildcats in the student body. We're broadcasting live to all the residence halls, so all y'all's in the halls, turn your TVs on to Channel 3 for Sheezy, so you can see me and all the other happy people down at UATV 3.
Hello and welcome back. If you're traveling for spring break, stop by the Spring Break Safety Fair this Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This annual event will be held on the UA Mall and provides students with valuable travel and safety information. Officers will be in attendance to answer questions about a variety of travel methods and how to stay safe on the road. If you're going out of the country, there will also be information about safe foreign travel and representatives from the United States Consulate to Mexico, a tourism advisor from Sonora and Rocky Point, and members from Customs and Border Protection.
With program changes and a close-knit team dynamic, the gymnastics team is pushing for a strong season. Wildcast reporter Jordan Owen spoke with the team about their expectations for the year.
The University of Arizona gymnastics team has had a great season this year, thanks in part to their close team dynamic and some key changes.
The team is really tight-knit, and I think that they've sort of adopted this attitude of just staying within themselves, staying as a tight-knit group, regardless of the situations we're under. And I think that we just go into every competition doing one routine at a time, and that's allowed us to overcome whenever there's a difficulty. No one gets down about it. They just immediately move on, and it certainly has worked well, as you can tell, this year.
Another key to the GymCat's success is the implementation of a more structured practice.
The last 3 years that I've been here, our practices have kind of been open. We would go to whatever event we would choose to, and we would still have structured assignments. But this year, he implemented a strict 2:15 to 6:30 4-event practice. He chooses which groups you go in, and then we train for 45 minutes on each event, and then we have a conditioning circuit at the end. For the rest of the season, we're pretty much just focusing on the details and making sure that we stay in the zone at meets and just taking care of all the little things.
If you want to see the GymCats in action, you can check them out during their last home meet, March 14th at 4 p.m. in the McHale Center. Reporting at the Mary Roby Gymnastics Training Center for Wildcast, I am Jordan Owen.
With a big win over Utah this weekend, the Wildcats are back in a contention for a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. We'll turn it over now to sports reporter Danielle Fork for an in-depth look at last week in UA athletics.
Arizona women's basketball played Utah on Sunday for their senior day at the McHale Center. The Wildcats shot 52% from the floor to help them finish the game with a win of 64-41. Candace Worthen shined in her final home game as she led the team with 23 points. The Lady Wildcats now stand 10-19 overall and 3-15 in the Pac-12. They are the 11th seed in the upcoming Pac-12 tournament where they will take on UCLA. The first round begins Thursday at 3 p.m. Arizona men's basketball brought home a 63-57 victory from Utah over the weekend. In the final minutes of the game, the score was close, and Gabe York found himself at the free throw line. As soon as he shot his free throw, he knew it was off target, so he raced in to get the rebound and made a layup to put Arizona ahead in the final moments. This play led the team to the victory. Caleb Tarzuski led the team with 13 points, and Stanley Johnson followed close behind with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Arizona will host California on Tuesday. The women's swimming team finished 4th at the Pac-12 championships. They finished with a score of 954.5 behind Cal, Stanford, and USC. Emma Schoutmer gained significant points for the Wildcats when she placed 5th in the 200-meter breast with a time of 2:10.54. The men's swimming team will compete in the Pac-12 championship starting next Wednesday, March 4th through Saturday, March 7th. Arizona baseball defeated Samford University with a score of 12-5 on Sunday. Scott Kingery had 5 hits, and Tyler Cross and Zach Gibbons each had a home run. The game improves the Wildcats to a record of 10-4. The baseball team will return to action on Tuesday evening here in Tucson against New Mexico State. Arizona softball kept their great season going over the weekend by winning all 6 games they played. The 15th-ranked Lady Wildcats are now 17-3 overall as they head into a doubleheader with UNLV on Wednesday. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
As always, thanks for tuning into Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online on our YouTube channel UATV-CH3.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook for breaking news on campus. We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast. Good night.